and welcome to Newsround. I'm Hayley and we're live on CBBC. Here's what's coming up in the next few minutes. Ahead of tomorrow's Britain's Got Talent, we catch up with a semi-finalist. And some advice on going back to school after a strange year. Hello everyone. Well, first up, it's been a big week for millions of you as you've been heading back to school again. While many of you are excited about going back to class, some of you have told us that you're feeling a bit nervous or anxious about it, and that is completely normal. So we have asked Dr. Rada for some advice for you.
Tip number 1 is to realise that you haven't been at school for a very long time. So if you're feeling anxious or nervous or a bit worried, that's totally normal and to be expected. The most important thing to do is realise you're not on your own with your feelings and to let someone know how you feel. Tip number 2 is that things will probably look a bit different to how they usually look. So if you're not sure, then ask. There are lots of people around, teachers, your parents, your carers who want to help, and make sure you feel comfortable with what you're going to go back into. So if you're not quite sure, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Make sure you ask so you feel better. Tip number 3 is realising that everyone is in the same boat. So if you feel a bit anxious or worried or you don't know something, then there are bound to be people around you who also feel the same way. And that's great because that means that you can feel better about talking to people, talking to your friends and chatting about how you feel and what you're not sure about. Tip number 4 is all about telling someone you trust how you feel. So when we're feeling a little bit worried or anxious or we're just not quite sure about what's going to happen, the best thing we can do is tell someone how we feel. That's for 2 reasons. It gets things out of our head, but also it gives that person we tell a chance to help us, support us, and give us some advice as well so we can feel better. And tip number 5 is all about focusing on the things you enjoy. So the giggles, the laughs, seeing your friends, all those things that you've missed, all the things that you enjoy about school, focus on those because actually that's what will put a smile on your face and that's what will help you get back to school and feel good.
Thank you, Dr. Rada. That was great advice. To sport now, and it was a bad night for British tennis as both Andy Murray and Joanna Konta were knocked out of the US Open. Murray lost his second round match in straight sets. Konta didn't fare much better, losing her match against world number 77, Sorana Cirstea.
I think my level was a lot higher than hers in the first set, but she's a great player and she's had some pretty amazing results also in the past in her career, but she's capable of playing some very good tennis and she obviously raised her level and then we were battling kind of toe-to-toe really, but she was better in the end.
OK, what's still to come in the bulletin this morning? Work starts on the UK's massive new train project. And we meet the kids helping out the Puffins. But first, this Saturday, Britain's Got Talent, the semi-finals are back. The show was put on hold earlier this year because of lockdown and coronavirus. Well, 13-year-old Faith was one of the lucky few who received the golden buzzer from Simon Cowell, which meant she went straight through to the semi-finals. Well, we spoke to Faith to find out how she was feeling ahead of tomorrow's show.
Hi Newsround, my name is Faith, I am 13 years old and I'm in the semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent. I auditioned for Britain's Got Talent because I've seen so many videos on YouTube like best contestants, all the golden buzzers, and then I really wanted to give it a go and well, it turned out well, but it was such an amazing day and when that golden buzzer just came, all I could do was be emotional and it's the best, amazing moment of my life. I've been practicing day in and day out for the semi-finals because it's amazing. I've gone to semi-finals and that's like really good. When there's no audience, it's going to be a bit weird, but there will be a virtual audience which will be good enough, but the audience really gets you in the mood and the music. but also Simon's not going to be there, so that's really upsetting as well. My dream, which is, I'm going to say the first one because it's the uppermost dream, is to have a dog. But in order to get a dog, I will have to win VGT. So giving it my all and hopefully I can win. I'm so excited to get back on that stage and perform, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but I'm so excited at the same time to see all the judges and for the whole thing really. It will be amazing if I went into the final, but I'm just going to give it my all and hopefully I can get in. Bye Newsround, hopefully you can tune in for Saturday because that's when my performance is going to be. Bye!
Amazing, good luck, Faith. Now, the actual building of the HS2 high-speed rail line linking London to Birmingham is due to start today. The first phase of the scheme linking London and Birmingham will create thousands of jobs, but critics argue that the project is a waste of money and will harm the environment. Well, you can find out loads more about the different arguments about HS2 over at the Newsround website. Next, children living in the south of Iceland have been giving a helping hand to lost baby puffins on their journeys to the ocean. Here's more on how they've been rescuing the chicks.
It's puffin season on the Westman Islands in Iceland. Puffin chicks, which are also known as pufflings, begin to leave their nests to start new lives away from their parents in late August and early September. However, leaving the nest isn't as simple as it might seem. The pufflings use moonlight to guide them to the ocean, but the city lights in the island's local towns can often confuse the birds. This leaves them exposed to dangers like cats and cars. That's where the local children come to the rescue. Many of them go out with their families during the night to help save the lost pufflings from the streets. They're looked after overnight before being weighed and measured in the morning, and their details are added to a special database. Once they've been registered, the chicks are released at sea to begin their new lives. So far, more than 5,000 pufflings have been rescued this year.
Amazing stuff. Now, have you ever seen butter look quite as impressive as this? The life-size sculpture recently went on display at the New York State Fair, which is held every year. The event always features a buttery creation, and this year's artwork, called Nourishing Our Future, explores how the pandemic has impacted the way children have been learning, with many switching to daily lessons online over the last few months. Oh, well, that's all from us for today, but you can go online and see loads more news. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.